Hello from Universal City Walk, right back there. I just made it out of the security checkpoint, the parking garage, and I'm heading over towards Universal Studios.
So my first stop is actually going to be over at Cafe La Bamba, and I have about half an hour to make it over there. So I've made it through City Walk, and I want to go to Cafe La Bamba specifically because, not even very recently at all, but they have a menu, a lunch menu that is very limited, and I wanted to finally experience it. There's also a brand new show, apparently, over by Mel's Drive-In, the Drive-In and Dance show. I tried to look up any of the times of this show that I would like to see, hopefully, but they don't have any times on the app.
So I'm just going to head over to Cafe La Bamba just to make sure that I can at least eat there, somewhere that I've been wanting to eat for a while.
So allegedly, at what used to be the pass holder store, which then became the tribute store, over here is going to be the Jurassic Park tribute store, I think later on in the summer. I'm not totally sure, but over here at Mel's, this is where the new show is, and I don't see it happening right now. Conveniently, that is right across from Cafe La Bamba, which should be open, maybe, according to the app, but I don't see the doors open. So, Cafe La Bamba was supposed to be open today until 3 o'clock p.m. It's about 2:30 right now, and it is closed for a private event. So I will not be able to go to Cafe La Bamba, unfortunately, today. I don't think I've ever noticed this before, but next to Cafe La Bamba is the Hollywood Hotel right here. And it says that this is a historical Hollywood landmark established in February 1904. The Hollywood Hotel became world famous for its celebrity guests and parties. So that's cool. This is obviously a facade, sort of an extension of the restaurant, but just a little detail that I never noticed. Okay, so here's what I'm going to try to do. Maybe I'm going to head down to Kid Zone / Animal Actors.
There should be a show happening right now, but maybe I can go inside the theater.
Pretty much because I've been wanting to see if I can see anything of the Kid Zone construction. These are new. Here are these new merchandising kiosks. Okay, so I just came from way over there, and I did make it to Animal Actors, sort of the end of that last show. I didn't want to wait an entire hour and a half until the next show. But this is what the construction looks like. This is where the Kid Zone sign used to be. Right down there, and just this entire area has been completely cleared. I used to be the entrance to E.T. Adventure over there, and they pushed the walls back all the way over here, almost by SpongeBob SquarePants at the exit of the ride. And that's the gift shop, and just this entire area just no longer has anything relating to Kid Zone at all, which is very sad. All of just what used to be Kid Zone and Fievel's Playland, pretty much right over here, is completely gone. You can still somewhat see the coaster over here, so it looks like they're probably going to be retheming that. This is sad, just walking over here to be a little bit closer. It's just all dirt right now, so there's really nothing incredibly interesting in terms of an update, but just to actually be able to see this just from all the way up here. I've been really wanting to come up here sort of for a while, and just to be able to see this and maybe see the feature just as it transitions. You can again see the coaster just right with the trees over there. It's actually somewhat surprising, just the little footprint that Fievel's Playland actually took up over here. It was mostly a vertical structure, but they're trying to presumably empty the theater now, so I'm going to head back down the stairs, but I'm glad that I got to see that. That was really nice. What a little surprise. Okay, so now the question to try to decide is, what do I do for lunch now? I think I'm going to head back over to Mel's just to maybe see if I can wait for the new show over there. And of course, the show is happening right now. So that was pretty cool. I got to see some of the new show, which is not advertised, but I get to see a little bit of it, like the second half of it, I guess. So Universal has the show that they debuted over in New York. Right now the Beat Builders are over here. This is what used to be Cinematic Celebration. It looks like they're working on it, hopefully to get a new and improved version prepared. And then now they have this show over here. Universal is just really hitting home runs with entertainment. So what I decided to do is I'm heading over to Richter's Burgers to get a burger. Also happening literally right now, around the corner, is the Blues Brothers show. There is just, I'm so impressed with Universal as of recently. So the reason that I wanted to go to Richter's, there's a side entrance open right now. This is pretty interesting. But there should be a second level that might be open right now, and there is totally a second level, which I already knew, but it is open. They do close it, often depending on how busy it is. So I'm heading up here to enjoy the burger that I got from Richter's. Okay, so I made it upstairs, and it's pretty empty up here. It's very empty, so that's pretty nice. I think usually these windows are open, but it's very hot outside, so they're probably trying to prevent it from getting too hot inside the restaurant. But yay, this is exciting. I've never eaten up here on the second level of Richter's Burgers before. So that was probably the fastest I've ever gotten a burger at Universal. I said that I was here and I put in my table number, and then it was here. It was on the table within like 2 minutes. But this is the Mushroom Swiss Truffle Burger with premium fresh Angus beef patty a Swiss cheese slice, mushrooms, truffle aioli, and serve the fries. I'm still so incredibly happy that I got this set up here. This absolutely makes up for Cafe La Bamba. Also, this sandwich is just so interesting. It's not their most signature burger. I don't think they also have the big one, but that just has cheddar cheese and bacon, I think. But this one has mushrooms and Swiss. It just looks really cool.
So I don't think I've ever showed this before, but the freestyle machines, of which there are a lot of right now, you can get water for free here, so you don't need to have a refillable cup at all. You can just get some water.
That's where I was, just right up there in the balcony, and now I'm heading out of Richter's Burgers, and I think over to Islands of Adventure. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to head over to Islands of Adventure. Richter's was right back there, and I'm going to bypass Mel's again, and maybe see if I can catch another show. We'll see.
Hey, you want to mention that burger, though? Those buns were some of the most buttery buns I think I've ever had at Universal. Feels weird to say that, but that burger was delicious. That was just really good. I don't know why I tend to avoid places like Richter's or like Mel's just for generic theme park burgers, but that was worth it.
So the show's starting right now. Everyone just came out. It's going to be so much fun. Good to see the whole entire show.
I'll be sleeping on the left side of the bed. Open doors for me, you might get some. Just be by me, by me. Dear future husband, is you things no need to know if you want more than only life. Dear future husband, if you only get that special love, then tell me. Leave your missionary life. Let's run and get it on. You never hear that one. Whoa, there's love in your eyes that pulls me closer. It's a song. I'm in trouble. I'd rather be in trouble with you. Let's run and get it on.
So this is the audience participation section of the show, which pretty much continues until the end. So now I've seen from around the middle, I suppose, of the show to the end, and now the beginning towards the middle. But this is a very cool addition to Universal's entertainment offerings. So pretty much just walking around, trying to get a fun perspective of this experiences from all angles. This is just directly in front of Mel's Drive-In. So it's supposed to be that here in just a minute. Some little funny participation finale. So pretty fun song to exit on as well too. That was cool. And just that, I don't know, 50s vibe here in front of Mel's Drive-In. That was awesome. Okay, I think I'm heading over to Islands of Adventure. Alex the Lion from Madagascar was meeting back over there. There's the Simpsons. There's just so much entertainment at Universal.
So we want to go over to the Minions Cafe just to see if there's anything new over there that I didn't see the last time that we came, and then I'll head over to Islands of Adventure because today, also, not really the main reason that I'm here, but today is the very last day of Poseidon's Fury. You're seeing this well after the fact, but today's the final day of Poseidon before it closes forever tomorrow.
You can see something happening back here behind the walls, just with the VillainCon banners and the lights. That's presumably the extended queue. Visually, there's definitely a pretty decent amount of progress that's been made. We're even on the roof working on it right now. And I know that I've showed this off. It's the exterior of VillainCon, but it's still pretty cool. So they've pretty considerably scrimmed off what you can sort of see from the street. You can somewhat see through the scrim. You can see just like a brick wall here pretty much. It's just going to be, I think, an extension of just the Minions universe over here. Maybe with just sort of a transition into New York. The back of that building, of the Transformers building, is definitely going to take some getting used to, without a doubt. So there's not really much to see over here. They're painting it right now, which is pretty neat. Still cannot go this way to get through the park. Unfortunately, it's a very, very small little walkway. I have to go around the entirety of New York or the entirety of Hollywood Boulevard just to get right over there. but it should be opening up at some point, so you can somewhat see like a bit of a facade there and the brick and just construction that they're doing. This should definitely be opening hopefully soon. It says summer 2023. It's still technically not summer quite yet. It is almost summer. There are walls pretty much everywhere around Universal. There is a new kiosk though, just right around the corner, right over here. So that's fun. All right, so heading out of Universal now over to Islands of Adventure. I pretty much did all that I wanted to do over here today, with the exception of Cafe La Bamba, but I wasn't incredibly excited about it. I just wanted to do it as like something to do because Monsters Cafe closed a while ago and I never really got to actually experience it, so I was trying to treat that the same even though I wasn't really excited about it, and I had been inside before. The amount of time that I waited to finally change my logo, waiting until we finally stayed at Endless Summer so I could justify it even though I was waiting to actually change it, but just how this looks compared to what my logo used to look like is just, it's pretty hilarious, I think. So I'm gonna walk over to the Universal Globe over here because I read something on Twitter a little while ago and I thought it was interesting. I don't think that I've ever mentioned it in a video, but just noticing the pavement, the design on the ground here, and just how just this area here just sort of extends into the lagoon. I wanted to go look over here at Islands of Adventure and just see how that compares. The idea is that originally, allegedly, potentially, there could have been like an identical sort of structure similar to the Universal Globe, but over at Islands of Adventure, just due to the similarities of just how the area is constructed, it's definitely a little bit easier to notice aerially. But see how it extends into the lagoon in almost a circular sort of way, similar to Universal Globe, just way back over there. And then to me, just the most interesting factor of comparison and correlation is just the design on the concrete. Was this intended to be more than just a tree planter? Was it supposed to have some symmetry with just the Universal Globe over there and have some sort of a different design here at the entrance into Islands of Adventure? Who knows? It was also somewhat of a controversial conversation topic recently because they are changing the logos for the theme parks and everyone is really worried that they're going to be changing the Islands of Adventure logo here on the Pharos Lighthouse, and I sincerely hope not because that is absolutely iconic. Okay, so on the way inside the park, I'm going to grab a park map because this should be the very final day that presumably Poseidon's Fury will be on here. Probably could have grabbed this on the way into the park, but there's the Lost Continents right there, and then there's Poseidon's Fury, feel the fury of Poseidon in this spectacular special effects experience. Okay, so I think I'm heading over towards Seuss Landing, probably, and then just heading back to the Lost Continent just to see what the wait times look like for Poseidon's Fury.
So with Poseidon's Fury closing, I'm sad about it, but I'm also very okay with it because when it comes to attractions closing, even significantly nostalgic attractions, I'm okay with it as long as whatever replaces it is better. It has to be better, like Hagrid's Motorbike Adventure replacing Dragon Challenge, Dueling Dragons, not like the case of Race to New York and Fast and Furious. An attraction needs to be better than the ride that it replaces, if that makes sense. So whatever happens to Lost Continent, I've been hearing some very strong rumors about a Nintendo section. I don't know about that personally, but if it's better, then it's an improvement, right?
There's some more walls over here heading into Seuss Landing. They still have not replaced the entrance over here, but Race to New York replaced Twister, and then Fast and Furious replaced Earthquake / Disaster. And to me, that was a bit of a downgrade, going from practical effects just to screen-based attractions just for synergy. To me, that's a downgrade.
And then there are somewhat subjective attraction replacements, like converting the Jaws area into a Harry Potter Diagon Alley area, which, as a Harry Potter fan, I'm very enthusiastic about that because it converted one ride into places to eat and to shop and shows, which to me was an incredible change, but Jaws is also incredibly nostalgic, and that was a phenomenal ride, and I know that, but like replacing Confrontation with Revenge of the Mummy, that was an incredible improvement.
There's a refill station over there, and I did bring a drink with me today, and I've been using this bottle and just refilling it with water at all of the Coke Freestyle machines because it is incredibly hot today. So again, today is the final day for Poseidon's Fury, and I'm curious what the wait time is. Hopefully it's not too incredibly bad at the moment because pretty much everybody just has to be the very final person in line for rides. Theme park people can be weird sometimes. So I actually have a correction to make. The very final day of Poseidon's Fury is not today, it is tomorrow.
Which that actually works out incredibly well for me because I did not really want to be here on the final day because I'm sure it's going to be pretty chaotic, and by the time that I upload this, it'll have been closed for probably a couple weeks anyway. So just to be able to come one last time to really just slowly walk around and appreciate really just the architecture of this building, this temple, this attraction, the queue. That's what I'm really excited about doing right now.
This is the entrance of Poseidon's Fury. Escape from the Lost City. And there is a warning sign over here. This special effects show places you in the middle of a colossal battle between the ancient gods. Venture through the darkened ruins of the ancient temple of Poseidon, where you will be surrounded by loud noises, pyrotechnics, water explosions, and complete darkness. This is right across from Mythos. And there are the ruins of Poseidon's arm and his legs. Pretty much the entire massive statue of what used to be Poseidon is what makes up the exterior queue for this. And I know that we've already done this, but I am just very excited to do it one final time. I did not know if the last time was going to be my final time, but I guess not. I'm doing it one last time, so I really would not be able to take my time at all in this queue probably if I came tomorrow to do this. Just due to the popularity of this and just how people need to be at attractions on the very final day of operation, which I understand, it's a lot of fun. But to be the very final show, I don't know if that's completely necessary. I wonder if these water effects used to work on either side, up here. The exterior of this is just absolutely gorgeous. Just trying to take in as much as I can of all of the various details of the exterior of this before I go around the corner, which it sounds pretty busy inside. The line pretty much ends turning the corner. But I'm not going to be able to show all of the art on pretty much either side of the wall, but it is very interesting. You can somewhat see that there is the side of the wall over here. Just a warning sign about sensitivities. And just a good amount of details on either side of the wall. So we're moving forward. I don't think I'm going to do this show. Global Discovery. Research is uncovered so far. So fun to listen to the chance. I think I've ever really read these. Really all over the place, aren't they? Hello. Not over here, alright. Okay, moving pretty quickly. Am I going to be in this next show? One on the other side. Last time. Floating inside the temple. Will I make this next show? I don't know. Okay, just waited a couple minutes. This was different. I didn't take this side of the passage.
This was once the ceremonial chamber of the great god Poseidon.
And escaped while you could. Now you will never leave.
What?
Unless you find Poseidon's trident. Poseidon! My mortal enemy.
You're what?
Sleeps in this tomb, hidden from my eyes. And soon I shall find him. Hide the trident.
Trident!
And take my secrets to the grave.
To the grave? This is a tomb? Okay, no, we're not gonna die here. Everyone, I'm gonna figure out a way to get us out. Hold on. Okay, maybe I can like pry the door open or something. Like this. This is gonna work perfect. Alright, everyone, follow my lead. We're getting out of here
Who
together.
calls the puppet goddess? Guardian of the temple.
Me, Taylor, Global Discovery Group.
You hold Poseidon's trident in your
Oh
hand.
man, this is a sick.
What is your
I was gonna use
request
it to
of
like
me?
pry the door. Whoa, that's a trident.
It is beyond my power to grant you passage back to your world.
Why?
The Dark One has sealed the doors to this chamber with a locking spell impervious to magic.
What's that mean?
The way home is now impossible. Bearer of the Trident Gold, prepare to journey into the heart of this temple, into the chamber of Poseidon. Are you brave enough to make the passage up?
Yes, illegal said, are we brave enough?
Witness now the power of Poseidon. Lord of the seas, I ask for your care. Safe passage grant for those who dare. Open up your oceans, swing wide the door, let the waters rush and the oceans roar. And now is the time, with fortune unplanned, your trident comes home, return to your hand. Move quickly, or cannot maintain its powerful way.
You've done well, Taylor.
I have.
You have brought back something very dear to me.
Poseidon. Yes, look, we have your trident.
Follow my voice and bring that to me. Fear not,
Okay.
for I am
Certainly not.
I have waited centuries for this moment.
No.
Now I will destroy you and your precious trident once and for all. I am Darkanol, and the power is
Where are we? It's the temple of Poseidon. We have your trident. Okay, hold on. I'm almost there. Everyone get down!
by the power of the dark ones. I order you, give me that trident.
Over my dead body!
With patience.
Wait, what? Whoa! Poseidon, help! I don't think so! Yes!
Stop!
Or what?
Give me that trident.
You what? Take it from him! We did
I have returned, Darkanon. Now you will pay for your murderous ways, Poseidon. I will destroy you. I will destroy all. Beginning with your precious mortals. Your power is no match for mine. Your time is over. Impossible. No, Darkanon. This is your fate. It's the only way. Farewell, Dark One. You must go, quickly! I grant to say return to your world. Farewell! You are under the protection of Lord Poseidon. Now go!
Thank you all so much for your help.
And that was it. that was my very final Poseidon's Fury show. Heading out of the temple now. That was pretty cool. I'm not gonna lie. I will miss this show. I did not do it often by any means, but it was still fun. I hope if there's any art on the wall heading out of the temple. That was my final time doing Poseidon. It's obviously a very cheesy show. I enjoy how dramatic the outside is too. Just the exit, that is the entrance over there. But it was still fun to do the times that I did do it, which again was not often for that factor, because it just, I wish that this was a little bit more than it is. It's still fun, but just, especially that climax at the end, I wish there was more. I presume that this was an actual water effect at some point, because it seems like the water would have cascaded down here and then potentially continued into the water over here. And this effect is absolutely running perfectly right now, and then there's mist over here as well. So what I think I'm most curious about is where they're going to set up the walls for this once this does close. Is it going to be around the entire attraction? You won't be able to see any of this at all? Will it just completely go in front of the gift shop over here as well, potentially, and it'll just be a wall just continuing just from Mythos all the way into, I think this entire area over here is going to be remaining open, like the Fire Eater's Grill and the restrooms and the rest of the Lost Continent. I don't think the entire Lost Continent is going to be closing yet, but who knows? Isn't that such a pleasant water feature? Right over there. There are also some stairs over here that go down into the water that I've never known them to actually be used. There's stairs over here, and there's somewhat of a ramp over here, so it seems like there would have been some sort of a entertainment component to the exterior of Poseidon's Fury, because there is this walkway that's closed off over here in front of Poseidon's big feet. See there, the stairs right there. This had to have had some sort of entertainment component to it originally. And then this is the gift shop over here, the Treasures of Poseidon. So this probably has to close too, right? They did have a closing shirt that sold out very fast that I did not get, but again, that's okay. And then this is probably the most iconic aspect of this entire attraction, just Poseidon's massive arm with his trident. They might keep this gift shop open for a little bit at least until they fully announce what they're doing with the Lost Continent, but I imagine that they'll probably be putting up walls around the exterior of the Lost Continent. Probably, most likely, right? I don't think that I've ever noticed that this is Poseidon's head. This is his massive head as part of this demolished massive stone monument of Poseidon. I've always been distracted by his huge trident and his feet. I never really noticed his head before, but there it is. It's going to be interesting whatever comes of what remains of the Lost Continents. There's of course Mythos right here, then just a few various like quick service restaurants just sort of along the way to get into the Wizarding World of Harry Potter. This is what it looks like across from Mythos. Again, presuming that the construction walls are going to be all the way pretty much out here into the street. Although I don't know. And then Treasures of Poseidon. I don't know. They pretty much exclusively sell Universal merchandise, so they may keep this open. But the Fire Eater's Grill and Delicious Kebabs, they should be safe for the time being, although it seems like just the entirety of Lost Continent is on the chopping block. So when it comes to the construction walls, I don't know because of what they did specifically over here at Sinbad. They put these walls right here at the entrance just to get back into Sinbad, where they could have put the walls all the way out, again, into the street. This makes a little bit more sense though, but they have not done anything to Sinbad. Right, so now I'm heading into the Wizarding World, and another, I guess, entertainment offering that's going away is the nighttime lights to Hogwarts Castle. So what I think I'm going to do is ride Hagrid's. I've not ridden Hagrid's in a while. It's posting a 75-minute wait, so I can go and do that. It's pretty quiet over here in the locker station. There's the train, and then I might have dinner and then see the nighttime lights, because that goes away tomorrow too for an extended closure. So this actually worked out very well because I'm in the single rider line. I cannot remember the last time that I rode this in the single rider line, so this is actually pretty phenomenal. So I doubt this will be a 75-minute wait, probably at all. Isn't that awesome? I was considering maybe getting a nighttime ride on this, but I've been waiting for the nighttime lights, then I don't think I'll get a nighttime ride. It's about to do the launch. And slowly just backing up right now. Cool. So the closure for the nighttime lights is apparently for future show enhancements. So that doesn't necessarily imply that the nighttime lights will be coming back. So this is where it breaks off from the regular line. I'm heading this way to single rider. Would it be going up here or down there? Yes, I am going up the stairs, flying into the single rider island. That was great. I think that's the break off point. I think that merge point down there was for express or single riders, which this line ends right here, it looks like. Okay. Hooray for doing single rider for the first time in a while. Let's head inside. Right down there, that is the exit to Hagrid's. God, I haven't done this in so long. Okay, so it's been about 15 minutes maybe now. I'm getting pretty close. It's moving very fast. This is a new loading video here. This is probably going to take about 30 minutes to get onto Hagrid's Motorbike Adventure. Okay, so I just rode Hagrid's Motorbike Adventure and waited about 45 minutes, I guess. It is a little bit lame because the person that was nice to me in the single rider line pointed out that somebody in the regular standby line completely passed us, so the regular line was less of a wait than the standby. No, the regular standby line was less of a wait than the single rider line was apparently. What happened to all the trees? There used to be like plants over here at the exit of Hagrid's. Sort of interesting and a little bit sad. Alright, so now I'm back on my regular camera and I need to try to find a place to get some dinner. Everything in Lost Continent is closed. Okay, so I've given up on dinner inside the park because everything is closed with the exception of 3 broomsticks, and I've had that somewhat recently, so I'm just going to wait for the castle show to start.
Good evening. I'm the Hogwarts Sorting Hat. There's nothing I can't see. So try me on, and I will tell you where you ought to be.
Exit sign over here. I'm going to exit into Jurassic Park rather than having to go through Hogsmeade. And this is the cube for Forbidden Journey. Look at how incredibly easy that was. Right, I've made it to Jurassic Park. Oh my god, a new show is starting right now. So now I need to walk through Jurassic Park, into Lagoon, and Marvel Superhero Island to get to the front of the park because they actually put in a mobile order over at Redbox in City Walk, so I can actually have some dinner tonight. Should be going red in just a second. Maybe eventually once it passes by. I timed that way late. Timing is terrible. There it goes. Hooray! It's sort of a bummer that all of the interesting, in my opinion, restaurants closed so early. Thunder Falls Terrace over here next to the drop for Jurassic Park. I don't know, I wish I could eat here more often. I don't think I've ever really had like a full meal over here as far as I can remember, mostly just little snacks. Trying to time the conclusion of the nighttime light show with my pickup time at Redbox. So hopefully I did that successfully. There are walls everywhere at Universal right now, which hopefully means good things. It presumably does. Honestly, I'm a little bit nervous about just Toon Lagoon and just its future as being a maintained land here at Islands of Adventure and not being replaced by something else. Universal, please replace the bubbles, the thought bubbles, the speech bubbles in Toon Lagoon. They're so iconic. Where are they? All right, so it's a little bit after 9 o'clock now, and I'm heading through Marble Screw Island, which means the park is closed. Hulk is about to launch right now. Awesome. Haven't done Hulk at night in I don't even know how long. Have I done it at night? I have to have done it at night, right? Of course, I'm in the park literally as everybody else, so hopefully I make it to City Walk in time for my pickup. I'm just getting pretty hungry, but I do have a 15-minute window to pick up my order, which is good.
All right, we did have Islands, now over to Breadbox, which I'm a little ordered, and it's a little bit different compared to how the theme parks do home ordering, at least at Universal, which I really appreciate. At Universal, I don't really like their system because you have to be sitting at a table to then say that you're here by scanning the number that's on the table versus letting them know in advance that you're here, basically, which makes more sense for you to technically be seated at a table to be able to receive your food. But then, I don't know, personally, I don't really want to sit at the table at the restaurant every time. Like, it's nice to be able to actually go pick up my food and then maybe go sit somewhere else around Universal.
All right, so I made it to the other side of City Walk, and there's Breadbox. Okay, so I got my mobile order. These tables are fun because the seats are swings. I just got a chicken salad sandwich with some tater tots and some tomato soup, so nothing too crazy. And this is literally right next to the AMC. Right, this is AMC. It used to be Cinemark, now it's AMC. I totally got that backwards. That is a Cinemark that used to be an AMC, not the inverted thing that I said. Those reclining seats, though, were actually awesome. That was one of the best movie-going experiences that I've had in terms of just the comfort.
So I'm back in the parking garage. As you may or may not be able to tell, that was a little bit longer of a trip than I anticipated. Originally going to Universal today. I went to Universal Studios and to Islands of Adventure. I wanted to go to Cafe La Bamba to just try out the food there, which didn't end up happening. I promised that I did look at the app and just try to find out when it was open, and originally it said that it was open until 3 o'clock, but then I showed up at like 2:30, and then it was closed for a private event, and then when I checked the app again, oh, that's wonderful. The times said that the times vary depending on the location, and then when I Googled it, it reaffirmed that it was supposed to be open until 3 p.m. I don't know, private events can sometimes just disrupt the hours of restaurants frequently at theme parks. But I went up to the top of the Animal Actors stage, finally getting to look down and see the construction progress of Kid Zone, which there's none. It's just dirt. But by the time that I upload this video, an entire land will probably be built. But then I finally got to see the Drive-In and Dance show at Mel's, which was incredibly cool. Then went over to Islands of Adventure and sort of just explored the Lost Continent. I got to do Poseidon's Fury one final time before it officially goes away tomorrow. I thought today was the last day, but I'm me, so I make mistakes. And it's going to be tomorrow, which worked out very much so my benefit because it's going to be very busy and hectic tomorrow. I am definitely convinced. But then I rode Hagrid's Motorbike Adventure, which was cool. Waited about 30 to 45 minutes for that, which was awesome, and then finally ending the night with the Nighttime Lights at Hogwarts Castle, which may or may not come back, or may be replaced by something different, but I got to see the show one last time, and then I got some Redbucks. So that was my day, Universal. Thanks for watching. I'll see you soon. Have a great day, and goodbye. Also, I had lunch at Richter's, and I sat on the second floor, and I made a really big deal out of it because it was really cool. Okay, bye.